Well, hello there, people. Then hello again. I'm TheMBmulti, and welcome to part 1 of my Let's Play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Now, I actually have played the original Stanley Parable before, even the original, the Half-Life mod. And then when the original The Stanley Parable came out, which was in 2013, if I'm correct, I played it myself, and then I wanted to make videos about it as well, but I had already completed the entire game. So I was like, yeah, it won't be that fun because, you know, I'll just know everything already. So, you know, I have to pretend that I'm seeing everything for the first time. So I decided not to make any videos about it. But recently, like a bunch of days ago, a week ago, depending on when I upload this, the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable came out. If you own the original Stanley Parable, you get 33% off on Steam. So if you own the original one, you should buy it because that discount doesn't last forever, I don't think. And it is essentially an expanded version of the original Stanley Parable from 2013 with new content, new endings, a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you wanted to, you know, if you like the original one and want to go here to see what they've added here, then and if you don't want to pay for it just yet and you want to see what to offer, then hey, I'm here to help you out because I know the original one through and through. At least I think I do. So let's see what's different. And therefore, because there is a lot of different stuff, I thought that was a rather legitimate reason to play this for the channel. Now, I'll play this on Monday and Wednesday instead of Doki Doki Encore because I finished Doki Doki Encore last week. And after I'm done with the Stanley Parable, we're going to go back to Doki Doki mods again because I've already recorded a bunch because I was planning to upload the other Doki Doki mod today. But then the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe came out, so I was like, okay, hang on, I need to reschedule a few things. So that's why I'm doing this instead. So yeah. If you have played the game, then you can probably know what to expect, but you just have to keep an eye out for the new stuff. If you haven't played this game, and if you never heard of this, then I think you're in for a real treat, because this is definitely one of the funniest games ever, I think. So, let's get going. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never...
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alrighty then, so again, if you have played this game before, I hate Mondays, if you have played this game before, then you know that intro through and through probably. But for the first time, I thought, well, might as well just let the original intro play out. So if you don't know this game, the goal is the interaction with the narrator, whose name I've forgotten. I believe his first name is Kevan, but Kevan Brighting or something along those lines. We'll see it probably at the end credits, because the goal of this game is to get as many endings as possible. Essentially, it's all about choice. It's all about the interaction with the narrator, and it's just a whole bunch of fun, essentially. So you know, the narrator will tell things that are happening, but of course you are controlling the game yourself. So, you know, you can decide to comply with what he says, or you can decide to completely ignore what he says, and the whole game revolves around your interaction with him and the choices that you make. So for the first playthrough, I'm going to exactly follow what the narrator says. We're going to just completely comply with everything that he says, and after that we're just going to we will get the regular ending, and after that we're just going to explore as much as possible, and we're going to try to get all the endings and stuff. So yeah, let's get going.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I can't even go back into the office. There is an ending where you close the door right off the bat, but we'll get that later.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh yeah, this... Yeah, there's an ending there as well. Still can't jump. They disabled that. Pressing spacebar, but nothing happened. Oh yeah, that's right. There's an achievement for that. You can't jump. And then I got an achievement for getting an achievement. Alright, so this all looks exactly the same so far, which is to be expected since this is essentially an expansion of the first one. Of the original one, so this is all the same. And here we have the famous whole double doors.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So as you can see, the narrator says that we're going left, but I can totally decide to go to the right. And, you know, the entire story revolves from there. But like I said, for the first playthrough, I'm going to comply with everything he says. We're just going to get the normal ending first. Then we'll get to the meeting room right now, probably. There it is.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The table is different though, because I don't remember this table having a glass like panel in the middle. Although I maybe some like a very minor detail that I'm not remembering correctly, but I don't remember that this table had glass in it, so there is a bit of difference here. And of course, there's a lot of stuff here to look at. Most of this is just random gibberish, I think, but... Rip friends? What the hell? Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Standardize graphs. Not cost efficient. $sign, $sign. Get Chris out of the broom closet. That's ongoing. Getting Chris out of the broom closet. There's a broom closet ending. Please keep the targets on what? Please keep the targets on the topic of blurred out. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Employee. Not me. Employee 417, employee 405, employee 491, employee 416, employee 431, and employee Jim. It's like they're all numbers except for Jim. Jim is special. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fight the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? To do synergize core value expenditures, shift global marketing parade or something, monetize free to play. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Number of slides on this slide. Charts and slides. Bi-quarterly post review. Rated which charts in the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Or charts. Charts. The boss appreciation minute. So the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards the conflict, unless you're kind of the person who... What are your dreams for the future? Metamorphosis. A boat. Mitosis. Plant life. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Don't get fired. Unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Let it ball up inside you. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel and old text. Alright. (402) and 405 want to get rid of. Want to get rid of the death sports portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more nip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net, question mark. Same sort of child trap. Teenagers, size of demographic. Space between the teenagers. A lot of percent. There's something in the ideas bin. IT has been in a fucking trash can. Whoa, hi. Oh, there's something on the back here. Better save than profits. I can't really read what it says there. Rule 1. Business club. Rule 1. And I can't really read out what the rest says. Something on the back here? No. Alright, well, that's the meeting room. And here's the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Alright. We're not doing... Like I said, we're listening to him, so we're just going to
Coming
not
to a staircase,
do the broom closet
Stanley
yet.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright. Up to the boss's office we go. Can we go to the executive bathroom? Yes, we can. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. What? Say that's a lovely purse. Executive bathrooms. Right. Random book there. The beige pages. Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. By simply pushing
Oh, wow.
Stanley happened to input the correct
Wow, okay, this is dark.
sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
The lighting is a bit different, because it never got that dark before. Oh, this lift was never here. Okay, that's new stuff. We're not going there. Just oh no, never mind. This is the way to go. Apologies. I thought that was new stuff. I thought I was gonna walk there normally, but no, I have to go to the lift anyway. I thought that was new. Yeah, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't know that.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Also, why is there like an opening here? Because... Whoa! Okay, that scared the crap out of me. I can go back up. That was never there. That is actually new though, because I don't think you could ever go back up.
Ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Yeah, that's to the museum. Hi. Whoa. Oh, that's that door. Okay. Let there be lights.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, let's see.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where am I? 427? 427, there I am. That does indeed look like my office. What would be really creepy if we could actually see, like, myself sitting there. Or Stanley sitting there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
No.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Never!
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Alright. So yeah, this is how the story normally goes. Isn't there an, where's 8? You can't sprint either. 3. Yeah, this is for the sort of bad ending where you turn on the machine instead of destroy the machine. I can't see what numbers up there, but yeah, then you're running around here clicking buttons thinking that you can actually fix it, but you can't really fix it. At least the narrator says that you can't. Maybe they've changed it. Maybe you can stop it from all going bad now. Who knows? Anyway, we're not finding out just yet because I'm just going to say yes. Oh no, we're going to turn it off for me.
At last he found the source of the room's power. He knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah. There we go.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yes. Right? Yes.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. and that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation.
It's a bit bigger as well.
Possibility of the new path before him.
And there's a bridge in the background.
This was exactly the way
that wasn't there before.
That things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy. And there we go. That is how the game is supposed to go if you listen. And I got achievements for getting an ending. That's how the game is supposed to go if you listen to the narrator every step of the way. So now let's see what we do. What will happen once we start to ignore the narrator a bit.
All of the controls once and for all. Yeah,
not really, because we did what he said last time. We pressed off, but what will happen if I actually want to control everybody?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Maybe.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that
Maybe.
What you wanted? Control?
Maybe.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If
I already did that.
My story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode.
Nukes even.
The entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say
5 minutes?
2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine.
Whoa! Ooh, what the hell?
It's your story now.
Or is that always like that?
Heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you. About
there's 4 up here?
where we're going. What all this means.
Not that it matters, because I think nothing will matter in the end, but...
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
I'm in a
I'll
good
tell you
mood.
exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
Oh, incorrect.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
I love how I just make one wrong turn in the end, and then he immediately becomes so evil. It's fantastic.
Back the control wrested away from you. It's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? One soul? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
Whoa, hey!
Here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you.
Instead of watching a cutscene.
See you made humble.
Fail safe.
Challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. but I'm going to destroy it first, so you
Whoa.
can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown.
Goodbye, employee 47.
To your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
I love how he even, like, he's being cut off by the explosion. Happily ever after. And then, done. Start over. Alright, bad ending. Awesome.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I also just love how... whoa, new content? Excuse me.
New content?
Yes.
What does that mean? New content?
I don't know.